As our love grew stronger, so did my fear. A gut feeling that this relationship couldn't last long. It made no sense that such a great woman would stick around with somebody like me. Eventually she'll fed up and walk out on me. I couldn't bear the thought. So I started surprising her. I showed up at the restaurant where she used to work, or at her class in the university, just to look her in the eyes and to see that everything is okay, that she's still mine. But then, if we agreed on a certain time to meet, and she was late, it was a nightmare. 5 minutes. 5 minutes was all it takes. And then here, it is a horror movie. Start on. That's it. That's it. She finds somebody at the university. She's no longer mine. She probably finds somebody who appreciates art, is funny and handsome, not like you, computer technician. Nobody. I used to sit in our living room in the dark and wait for her. Just like a kid waiting for his parents. Just like I was waiting for my dad at the kindergarten every day when I was a kid. I remember it as if it happened yesterday. I'm sitting in a circle of empty chairs at the end of the day, and my father doesn't show up. The kindergarten teacher is jungling her keys, smiling at me. Suddenly I realize that if my father doesn't show up, she'll shut off the light and lock the door behind me, leaving me all by myself in the dark. And just then, when the world is crumbling to pieces around me, he shows up. My dad, standing in the door, so tall, looking at me. And I'm so happy. I start to cry, and the tears are pouring on my face. Why are you crying? Why do you cry? What did you think? They forgot about you? They went picked you up for the kindergarten? Why are you crying, crybaby? The kindergarten make a big mistake and try to interfere. You stay out of this. Okay, I'm talking to my son, not to you. And she said, yes, sir, I understand. But I think, you think? I'm not paying you to think, I'm paying you to take care of my kid. And you, if you are not stop crying, you're going to spend the night here, you crybaby. So that's the way I waited for her. One night, and she came really late, frustrated, angry, desperate. And then suddenly the door opened, and my princess stepped inside. Hi, how are you? Have you noticed the time? Can't you just call, let me know you're going to be late? What's going on in that little head of yours? What do you think I am? Some kind of an idiot that will sit around waiting for you? Pick up the phone, you stupid jerk! I remember the moment after. It's strange, but 1 minute, and all the anger, the shame, the fear, vanished. Serenity settled in. But there she is, standing there, crying. And I ran to her, I hugged her tight, I wiped her tears, I apologized madly, and explained that I really didn't know what to do. I thought maybe something happened, maybe a car accident. I didn't know what to do with myself. Do you understand? And I realized the despite all the pain and the fear and the surprise, she understands. She understands that what just happened to her happened out of love. That somebody in this world loves her madly. It's really like a compliment. Yes. She understands. But anyway, I promised myself I will never do it again. Because it's not me, and it's not right. And then I graduated. And I got a job in a very good high-tech firm. I went straight from a penniless student lifestyle to a good, solid company with a good salary and benefits, such as a company car of my own. A car of my own. It's a dream come true. I remember the day I received the car, I went straight to show it to Tal. I got to the university, they addressed me to the rehearsing room where the students were preparing their final play. So I stepped inside the hall. It was all dark, nothing there. I called up her name, there was no answer. So I walked up on the stage where I could hear voices at the distance, a man and a woman. So I got to this door with a sign that says actor's room, and there she was. And she was saying, she said something like, "Give me the strength to go on." And the guy said, "This is your decision. I'm not going to be the one who tell you to leave." And Tal said, "Just wait for me. No matter what everybody says, no matter what he says, just wait for me." I stormed into the room. Tal was sitting there, reading text from a script. And in front of her, there was this guy reading his text. She jumped and hugged me, introduced to him. I don't remember his name. Not Gilad, another jerk. But I was shattered. Now, I'm not dumb, okay? I realized that it was only a rehearsal, but it makes no difference. It was so real. There was such an energy in the room. Yeah. We drove home. I was quiet, and she was all excited. "This is a wonderful car. Wow. What's this, Peugeot?" "It's not Peugeot, it's Hyundai." "Ah, Hyundai. Japanese. Japanese car are the best. It's not Japanese, it's Korean, and you don't understand anything." "I love you, that much I understand." "You love me? So what's all this nonsense? Is this how you work on your plays? Tell me, do you have something with him also?" "What? You are carried away, Dorani. We were just rehearsing text." "Oh, come on, rehearsing text. What do you think, I'm stupid? He was all over you." "Don't you trust me, Doran?" No response. I ask you a question. Do you trust me? If you don't understand what I'm talking about, I have nothing to tell you. So then she said, "Okay, I get it. Stop the car, I want to get out." "I'm not stopping the car, I'm going home." "Stop the car, I want to walk. I'll stop when we get home." "Stop no, stop no, stop no." Then I stopped short, I said, get out of the car, go to hell." And I stopped the car, just push her out. But then I saw her falling on the sidewalk. So I drove a few meters and I waited. I had no intention to leaving her there, yeah? But Tal lifted herself up and walked over the car as if I was transparent. And her elbow was bleeding. Now listen, I serve in a combat unit. I also took paramedic first aid course. Me and Dudi, we sometimes rescue real pretty bad situation, injured soldiers. I almost fainted when I saw her elbow. And not because it was such a wound, but because it was her. And the thought that she's going to leave me because of this. Hey, honey. Hey, Tal, I'm sorry, okay? Hey, baby, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it, okay? Come on, go back to the car. Let's go home. No, honey, you're not going to walk kilometers now back home. Hey, I said I'm sorry. Come back. But she's stubborn. She kept on walking. I had no other things to do but go out of the car and run to her. I ran after her. I grabbed her. And we both stood there crying like babies. Later on, I had to take her to the hospital because her elbow was bleeding pretty badly. I remember at the hospital, the doctor kept staring at me. So I explained to him that she slept outside of the car. Yes, yes, he agreed. It's indeed very slippery outside. Probably the rain. And we both knew it wasn't raining. It wasn't even the rainy season yet. 3 days later, my mother happened to call. The kind of call you get after you're going out with the same girl 8 months. Well, Doroni, what's going on between you two? Your dad and I think maybe it's about time. And I've been thinking to myself, yeah, maybe it is about time to get married. To make a fresh start without all the anger or the mess. Yeah. Let's get married.